Spitzer, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you.
Oh, good. Well, today we're going to go over two of the medications you'll be going home on tomorrow. And but first, we're going to go ahead and talk about your disease process and your chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, okay? And it's commonly known as COPD. How long have you had this?
Pretty good while.
Pretty good while? Okay, well, we're going to review a little bit. You may be aware of some of it, but let's see. When you talk about COPD, it involves actually two different disorders. One of them is chronic bronchitis, and the other one is emphysema. So the first one here we see is indicates a chronic bronchitis. As you see, the bronchioles become very narrow, or they're inflamed, and then you also see they're filled with mucus. So when this happens, it's hard for you to have a good air exchange, it's hard for you to breathe in and breathe out. The next one is emphysema, and emphysema is noted by affecting the alveoli. You see in this normal picture of the alveoli how they're nice and round, and over here you see how they're dilated and loose and kind of flabby looking. So the alveoli are noted for gas exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So what happens with this, when they become loose and flabby, it's easier for you to take air in, but it's harder for you to exhale. Have you noticed that sometimes, is that you inhale easily and your exhale is kind of longer? So the doctor prescribed 2 medications to help you with this. He actually prescribed 4, but we're going over 2 of those today. So both of the medications that he prescribed for you are both bronchodilators. One of them is a short-acting and the other one is a long-acting. So the short-acting bronchodilator is called albuterol. So albuterol is known as a rescue inhaler. And we call it a short-acting because it acts very rapidly when you take it, but it only lasts a short amount of time. So it's called a rescue inhaler. So you see here this picture of the lady who's taking her inhaler as her rescue inhaler. You note how constricted her bronchioles are, and after the inhalation, that the medication begins to dilate the constricted bronchiole. So that is how albuterol, and that is a short-acting inhaler. A short-acting bronchodilator. The next med we'll talk about is sometrol. Sometrol is a long-acting medication, and this is a medication that you'll take to maintain and prevent further worsening of your breathing. So sometrol, again, is long-acting. You'll be taking it probably twice a day in the morning and also in the evening before you go to bed. With this medication, it's important to, even though you're feeling better, you always want to be sure and continue taking it. Okay, so it's really for prevention and then for maintenance also. So both of these bronchodilators, the way they work is that they help relieve the bronchial smooth muscle. They cause it to relax, and the relaxation causes the bronchodilation. When you're prescribed these medications, there's some interactions we have to be cautious for. Some things, if you have cardiovascular disease, we have to be sure and monitor your heart rate and your heart rhythm. If you are on digoxin, we be sure and monitor your digoxin level or your blood level. And then if you're on a water pill, we want to be sure and monitor your potassium level. So if you start getting leg cramps or things like that, we have to be sure and check your potassium level.
I don't take any of those.
You don't take any of those? Oh, well, that's good. Okay, so by taking these medications, we're hopeful that he'll help your pulmonary smooth muscles relax and help make your breathing easier, and also help decrease some of your wheezing. Additionally, if at some point you ever are taking a bronchodilator and another medication, another type of inhaler like a steroid, it's always important to take your bronchodilator first and then your steroid. The bronchodilator opens the airways up, so that when you take the second inhaler, it allows that inhaler to get to your lungs, and you have full benefit of that. Also, while you're on bronchodilators, be sure to avoid caffeine, because that may make you very, very jittery. Also, if you notice that you're taking your rescue inhaler more often, very often, you want to be sure and start keeping a log, knowing the time and day you take it, as well as any triggers that might be in the environment causing you to take it more frequently. By taking it frequently, notify your doctor also, because he may want to adjust your medications. Lastly, but not least, you also want to, if you develop any chest pain or if like your heart is racing, be sure to notify your doctor of that also. Do you have any questions? Okay, well, I have a question for you. Let's see. Which inhaler do you take if you are really short of breath?
Albuterol.
Albuterol. What's another name for albuterol? What do we call that one?
Rescue.
The rescue, very good. So if you're ever short of breath, always reach for your rescue inhaler. What's going to happen if you pick up your controller inhaler or your sometrol? What's going to happen?
It's going to take longer.
It'll take longer, right? So if you're really short of breath, you want to get quick relief, you will need to reach for your albuterol. What is important to do if you take your albuterol inhaler frequently?
To write it down and call the doctor.
Ah, you catch on quickly. Okay, do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.